Yeah, it's him. 3 o'clock. Hi, Sophia.
Hello.
Hmm. Where's Matt?
Yep. So we're just waiting on Matt. He should be here any second.
We've lost Matt. Ah, there he is. Hi. I'll never get the hang of this
Don't
thing.
touch that.
It's.
You
I
do
thought I
it
had
every
to.
time.
Well, darn it.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, why
There
is
you
this
are.
not doing what I want it to do?
It actually looks fine though.
Okay,
Um,
let me see if I can do this. Oh, I
do
can
you
just
have
do
an
this.
iPhone?
Yeah.
Okay, so drag down from the upper right hand corner,
Oh, wait, no,
and
okay,
there's a
over
little
here.
icon there that's probably red. It keeps you from from the phone tilt.
Uh,
It should be on the left hand side. Can't remember what it looks like.
You may
It's
not
got
want to do that.
it's got a lock with a circle around it.
oh, no, I don't have that. I just have to
Oh,
slide. What
Weird.
is
oh.
happening here? Come here, you. Okay, I'll figure this out. No worries, guys. I'll just be. That's ridiculous. I have this stupid, like, phone holder thing, so you could do stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since I got it, it's like, oh yeah, every phone you have is super heavy. So it's just gonna, you guys are all over the place. Hang on a sec. Okay. Uh, is that gonna do anything? No. Oh, this is gonna break. Okay, I can't even use this. I just realized. All right, we'll just do that. Hey, how's
Hey,
it
Hi.
going?
that's all right.
Yeah,
Stuff
it's
happens like
this
that,
stupid
especially on
contraption.
lives.
Yeah, like nothing ever works how it's supposed to. Oh, gee, this thing's
So
busted. Okay, I'm sorry. What's that?
so we got a few people in here. This is how we started last night, and then we ended up with like 22 or something. So
Okay.
yeah. Um, but yeah, we just wanted to talk to you mostly about you as an author and your books and things like that because you have quite a few books out. I noticed.
Yeah, I got some. I actually took a bunch down um because some of them I think in today's climate and market um wouldn't, because like when you're writing like horror or like some crazy mystery or something, like you want to shock people, you want to like surprise them and all this other stuff. But I feel like with a lot of my like really early stuff, they would be getting shocked and surprised at things that they weren't intended to. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
Because
sure.
like my first book came out in 2006, and that was a different time. It doesn't seem that long ago, but that was like forever ago in social climate time. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah, the social climate of 2006 is 15 years ago. Oh God. The social climate of 15 years ago and now is a vastly different thing.
yeah, and I guess like if I was looking back at it and going, well, 1995, 15 years before that was 1980. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm just
Yeah.
old and stupid now and upset. Just kidding.
Well, you just had a book come out today as well.
Yeah, um,
Woohoo!
the Zombie Hunter, the second Zombie Zero book. Um, I realize that if I say the second book in the Zombie Zero series, I stumble. So I'll just say the second Zombie Zero book.
Okay. Yeah, I actually got it last night, right before I went to sleep. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I wanted to get it read today. But I got zero sleep last night, and I just couldn't read for some reason. Just one of those weird nights.
You're all right, man.
But
Um,
but it's called Zombie Hunter.
yeah. Because if because it's basically like four novellas, and
Oh, cool. Okay.
I serialized them back in 2013, and put them out under a different name, under different titles, but didn't like push it or do anything with it. I just put them out because I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to put them out now. So now it's like the main guy, the Dr. Stephen Roman. For those of you who don't know, he's a scientist, a university professor, all around brilliant, clean, smoking dude who's also a serial killer and who
Mm-hmm.
happens to be the first zombie, like the world's first zombie, on some sort of accident that we don't get into yet. And because of this, he has like the secret lab in his house, and he's been doing experiments trying to find out certain things about certain things to figure out like what the limits are basically in this like zombie thing. Because the thing that for me that irritates me about like zombie fiction and stuff like that is just how ridiculously impossible it would be. Like, I don't think it would be impossible to have a zombie happen, but the
Hmm.
way media makes zombies out, um, like how you were talking about the science and death in the clouds.
Yeah.
Like, I spent a lot of time like researching like body deterioration and organ deterioration and how climate has an effect on it, how just like how different things affect how bodies rot. And like if there was a zombie apocalypse, I think it might be scary for about 3 weeks, depending on what time of year it was, and you'd be
Yeah.
right as rain,
Yeah.
like.
Hopefully it's not in winter and it'd be in the dead of summer. Then it wouldn't last long.
Well, even if it was in winter, it would be like they would have no way of keeping their bodies warm enough to move in the winter. So
That's
they
true
would just
too.
be
Yep.
like frozen, dead popsicles standing out there waiting for the thaw, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. We've
So
talked about that actually.
it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the whole idea behind it. But and the zombie hunter, because like obviously the brain hunter is Dr. Roman because he's out hunting brains, whatever. And in zombie hunter, he has to hunt the zombie that escaped his lab before that zombie starts infecting a bunch of people, and this whole thing turns out of control and turns into like a
Yeah.
nightmare.
And in the Brain Hunter, how it got to that was really cool. Uh, Roman is a really cool character. I like him a lot. He's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he's like Dexter meets Day of the Dead, you
yeah.
know, and I really enjoyed that about it. Thought it was pretty cool.
Like this is one of my deep dark secrets, but not so much now, but like growing up, I was a huge fan of Days of Our Lives.
Okay.
um I absolutely loved that show and would watch it every chance I would get. And there's this dude, I'm sure he's back now. He was supposed to be dead, but everyone comes back in soap operas. But um, this guy named EJ on Days of Our Lives, and like his look and demeanor is, I was like, oh, that guy, was killing people, and if he was a zombie, oh man, that guy, that would just be beautiful. So yeah, so he was like my character idea, like, but
Okay.
yeah, Days of Our Lives, very good noon soap opera.
Yeah, I
So
remember my mom watching that back in the early to mid '80s. She was just hooked on it. Like,
oh, it was so good then.
Watching her
yeah,
stories.
yeah,
Dude,
watching
when
her
like
stories. Yeah,
yeah,
but yeah,
oh
here's the cover for the new one. If I can get it to, there we go.
Oh.
Yeah, you want all that?
There
yay.
we go. Well, starting
Yeah, and Zoe did that cover, right?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah,
did
Zoe
you
pretty
really?
much does all my covers. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
all
she
the
does. She
Black
does.
Star books. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, the Black Star books. Those covers are great too. I'm going to be reading those soon. I've, I've had to read a lot of mystery this month. So
I wonder why. What's happening in March that makes us read those?
Can't hardly look a mystery in the face right now.
yeah, it's getting hard for me, but I got to finish the one I'm on, and then one more, and I'm done.
Yeah, I have to finish the one I'm on and one more and I'm done. And
Yeah,
the thing that's stupid is that I read like probably, I don't know, like 15 other mysteries that aren't part of the prompts.
yeah,
And so I'm kind of kicking myself now that there's only a few days left, and I was just so giddy and just like reading things on a whim. But the book I'm reading right now is so good, and if I would have started this book at the beginning of the month, I would have read it in an hour and a half. I would have just sat down and like burned through it. Um, hi.
Hello, Helen.
Hi, Helen.
Why do I do that? I do this every time. Like if someone says hi on a video, I go hi. I go
Oh,
change
that's
my
all right.
voice and talk a little louder, like I kind of yell so they could hear me.
Greet people with style. I always say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
for
tell
sure.
us tell us a little bit about your writing methods. What do you do to sit down and work on a book?
Well, what I used to do was set a date, because I've always been really big on serialized fiction and cliffhangers and just really pulpy stuff. And so when the four brain or the Zombie Zero books, when I was doing those, I was releasing. I think I was releasing them every week. So I would write the first one, put it out, and then have like 4 or 5 days to write the next one, and then be able to put it up on Amazon to be able to put the next one up. And
Wow.
with Black Star, it was the same way. Like those were 5 week 5 week intervals. So I would just like kind of jot down a bunch of ideas of things that I want to hit and set a deadline. Like this book has to be done by this day, and it like puts a fire under me, and I just type, and I don't read anything. Like I don't read it, I don't go over it. I just type, and then depending on what book it was and when it was when I was doing it, there would be an editor, or um, sometimes Zoe would edit them, depending on which book it was. But if I started reading it and rereading it and making things like that, I would never finish it. So I would just never read them. So
It's a good rule of thumb.
yeah, it kind of takes a little bit out of it. And I don't like to go too hard on the outline. I usually just do bullet points because I notice when if I'm writing like a thick outline and really getting into it that I feel like I already wrote it. And so like the fun
Yeah.
and the excitement is gone. And so when I go to sit down to write it, I'm not feeling it. I don't want to do it. So I have like, I don't know, like 30 half-finished novels on my computer because I did way too much outlining.
Yeah, I was about to say Steve Donahue did NaNoWriMo this year, and
Yeah.
he said it was the first time he pantsed it, and he enjoyed it. He said he
Yeah.
loved it. So I can see where that would be a lot of fun. Just kind of
Yeah.
writing on the fly.
It's just like you let your characters control what happens. Like you know where it's going to go and where it's going to end up. But I think there was only one time, and it was in a Black Star Canyon book. There was one scene where after I wrote it, I didn't feel good with how it ended, and I went back and rewrote that and changed the ending of that chapter. But other
Okay.
than that, like I don't go back. Um, but the thing about NaNoWriMo, and this is me having a problem, every year I try to do NaNoWriMo, and then I'm like, who the fuck are you, NaNoWriMo, to tell me what I'm supposed to write today? Like, don't tell me I have to write this many words or else I'm not going to get a little fucking badge. And I get all pissed off and I stop writing because I get pissed that some website is telling me what I'm supposed to do that day. And I don't know why I do that.
Yeah.
Hi. Oh yeah, we got to do it classy. Hey. Like, build it
Hi,
up.
Lisa.
I want to do
Yeah,
NaNoWriMo again this year, but I swear to God, if it happens again, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I'm the same way. I tried to do NaNoWriMo this year, but I got to it and I'm like, I'm just not ready. I'm not impressed. I'm not interested. No, thank you.
Yeah.
I just have
Yeah.
like a huge problem with authority. Like,
No one would have
it's
ever
like
guessed.
I'm 14. Yeah, no kidding, right? It's so dumb. Grow up, dude.
No,
Oh,
I have problems with authority too. I, I don't mind people giving me suggestions, but when somebody is telling me what to do, that's a sure sign I'm not going to do it.
yeah, and especially when like they try to trick you and say like, "Don't you think you should be da da da?" Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, just stop talking right there. Yeah, I'm gonna go crawl in a hole.
Yeah.
So stupid. I'm an idiot.
I'm losing him.
No, I don't think so. But yeah, what? Here we got this stuff written down.
Well, yeah, with that was a question you're talking about. You don't do outlines at all, as a general rule, but you do know where you do have a general layout of where you want your book to go
Well, he has bullet points.
when
Yeah.
you start, correct?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's kind of like I usually always have an ending. Like I'll come up with an ending that I think is really cool to something. And then it's like, okay, well, how do I have to get there? And one thing that I do that I really recommend people don't do if they want to make money writing is I always try to mix genres. And if this was 20 years ago, I would tell everyone to do it. But when you mix genres, the Amazon algorithm doesn't like it because they can't sell the book to people who like things a certain way. So, like, if you have like a horror western, Amazon won't know if, like, the robot doesn't know, do I sell this to people who like westerns or do I sell this to people who like horror? And so,
then it doesn't recommend it to either.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be so cool if I did this and that? And it's just, if you're looking to self-publish on Amazon, you need to be like strictly in the paint, like exactly what the genre is, use every stupid trope, every cookie cutter thing that you could possibly imagine, because I'm sure if you look at a lot of the like self-published cozies, like you could almost like interchange like this town is now this town, this character is now this character, and
Stick
it's
to
a
the formula.
good, yeah, it's a good comfortable read, and it feels good when you're reading it because it's a comfort thing. But for Amazon, it's like, haha, I know exactly who to sell this book to, and they're gonna buy it. I really enjoyed the Braid Hunter. Yay! Thank you, Lisa.
That's cool.
I
Yeah. Yeah, I like it too. I'm looking
I
forward to getting.
shouldn't read things out like. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just
Feel free.
yeah, I was just saying I enjoyed it too, and I'll be reading the second one.
Most definitely. So I enjoyed this one.
Oh, yay!
Yeah.
I'm very much a fan of your poetry.
Thank
It's
you.
quite a bit of it is sort of stream of consciousness, and I like that. But my very very favorite in the book was Fog.
Yeah,
I don't know where it's at.
I wanted to get to that the other day, and I got really sick, and I just had a lot of trouble reading much of anything the last few days. But
You're fine.
yeah, she was really loving it.
Yeah, the poetry is kind of funner to write sometimes, but if it starts cutting too close to the bone, like I need to do some fiction because the poetry just gets too real, like.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the other thing with poets is that like you have that crazy assumption that people give a shit about your life, so it's like you're like, oh, okay, so here it is. But like with my, especially my short stories, like everything is like the common thread, I think, is like anxiety and paranoia through a mundane life and how to make that interesting. And
That's why I really enjoyed the is it just Fog or is it the Fog? I think it's just Fog.
I think it's just Fog. Yeah,
it's Fog. Yeah,
You turned right to it.
I did. I'm good that way. It's very relatable.
yeah,
It talks about moving to the desert. You expect saguaro cacti. You expect wild sunsets, and you get fog. And it's very close. It's very paranormal, very paranoid. And I very very much related to that. I thought it was a very very good poem.
thank you.
Yeah, we've decided one day we're going to move, but it's not going to be too far out west, that's for sure. But definitely west of here. But definitely west of here, northwest preferably, or even northeast.
Yeah, I've lived in a desert state. I'm not doing that again.
She lived in Arizona for a long time.
Oh man. Yeah, we're gonna be I think moving in about 2 weeks. So,
oh really?
Yeah, we're gonna go back up into the mountains.
Okay.
So that'll be the next trek. I think we're keeping the property here, but we're just gonna have a base.
That's definitely north of where you are, isn't it, right now?
Yeah, it's actually the weirdest thing. It's like 45 minutes from here, and if I were to like go out the door, I could see where we're gonna be. Like,
Cool. Okay.
Like it's just the mountain that's right there. Like instead of being at the bottom of it, we're gonna be on top of it. So
that's great.
Wow. Yeah, we're close to mountains here.
Mm-hmm.
We're about 5 minutes from the closest mountain, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, our mountains look more like hills.
Yeah, they do.
Compared to the western states, but the thing is, they're infinitely older.
Yeah.
So they've worn down. over centuries and centuries and centuries
In millennia.
and millennia. Yeah. So I like the Appalachian Mountains though. So
Yeah. So I've also started. I've read 2 books in the Hank Bradshaw series. You've got 3 of those out now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I read the first one, Dead Dame Walking, and then I think it was the third one, which was the short story collection.
you got Dead Dame
Yeah.
Walking?
Is that right?
The the hard thing with, and again, this is an Amazon problem. When you put a book in a series, like they have to be numbered. Like you put them in, and
Oh,
so like with the Hank Bradshaw stuff, like the Code and Dead Dame on the Floor were the first Hank Bradshaw anything I wrote. And then I
okay.
wrote Dead Dame Walking, and then wrote a bunch of other short stories.
Okay.
So the stories that end up, yeah. Hey, and Zoe did that too.
Yep.
That's a
But
great cover.
I love it. The stories in besides the Code and Dead Dame on the Floor were all written after that book came out. But I didn't really know how to put it together because there's certain things that happen in the novels that don't happen in the short stories.
Yeah.
Like you could read them in any order probably, but as more of those Hank Bradshaw books come out, there will be like reoccurring gags more than anything. Like uh, rotating Dora secretaries through every book, and just little things like that.
I think one of
Oh,
my
thank you,
favorite,
Lisa.
one of my favorite things that I have read was one of the stories from the short story collection. Let me find it. It's let me see, where did you get that?
Hi, Mindy.
Oh, Mindy's here. Hi,
Mindy's
Mindy.
here.
You can go ahead with the question.
Yeah, Lisa Scott. She was saying she loved that. She has Dead Dame Walking. Hasn't gotten to it yet. He loved it.
Yeah, I did.
He was laying in bed actually reading reading excerpts to me from it.
Yeah, it was really fun. Because Hank Bradshaw is a smart ass, and I love that. He's got great wit.
I'll be laying there reading my cozy, and she's like, "Hold on, you gotta listen to this."
Yeah.
Oh, that's hysterical.
I think it was the scene where he takes up 2 stools at the bar.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was one of them. Yeah. Let's see.
What are we looking for?
Well, I've
Hank
got
Bradshaw. Like I really liked Mike Hammer, but thought he was a little too weird. Like not weird, but there were just something wasn't right about him. And so when I think of, this is so silly, but when I think of Hank Bradshaw, it's like a cross between, like physically looking, a cross between. Do you know who Joe Fixit is?
Oh, that name sounds familiar. I'm sure I do.
It's when the Incredible Hulk turned gray and was separated from Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
And he went to Vegas and was like a hitman.
Yeah.
Like, and he would wear suits and have like a Tommy gun. So he's like kind of like a cross between him and Bullock from the Batman animated series. Like this is like the most ridiculous blender. Like people probably should never ask me where I come up with ideas for characters because they're always really like, you did what? Like, but yeah, just like.
I don't know. That leaves me with a great mental image.
Good. I'm glad. But yeah, so that was that, and then I just wanted him a little more cynical and not so righteous as a Mike Hammer, but still have kind of like a code. Like, this is why I do these things. This is how things should be done. Like, you can do whatever you want, just don't fuck with that code. Like, that's it, you know?
Yep. Yeah. Actually, the code and the Purple Orchid were my two favorite stories from that collection. And
Sweet.
yeah, those were both really cool, and they tell you a lot about the character, especially the code. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it really tells you. It's only like a 12-page story or something like that, but it really tells you a lot about Hank Bradshaw. So it delves pretty deep into the way he thinks, into his moral code, into his ethics. So yeah, I like that a lot.
I like what Mindy said. She likes a good, smart ass character.
Oh yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Makes a good book a good book.
And the other thing too, like, I feel like with the short stories as compared to the novels is that there's always something else on his mind. Like,
Yeah,
like he's in some shit or whatever, and someone's gonna get shot, someone's gonna do something, but he's like, crap, did I turn the sink off?
yeah,
Like is the kitchen gonna flood? Like, so I feel connected to him in that way. Like,
yeah.
I think he's
I
awesome.
I like that he actually does know people, even though he really seems to hate people most of the time. I think he hates people because he really knows people, and he knows the things that they're capable
Yeah.
of.
Familiarity breeds contempt.
But yeah, exactly. but like the story Susie side, I enjoyed that a lot.
Oh,
It was this
forgot all
girl.
about
It
that.
was this girl
Yeah.
constantly threatening to commit suicide, and so he hands her a gun. He's like, "Here you go."
Oh, great.
But I mean, he knew what
Yeah, it's like,
Well,
how it was going to go.
yeah.
why, sure.
But again, like, that's another one of those things that like maybe 5 years ago didn't seem like such a big deal, but maybe today people would be like, yeeg, like, don't do that. But then at the same time, I'm like, okay, it takes place in the 50s, leave them alone. It's like 50s mentality. Don't yell at me, because it's just like that whole, like, what's the saying, hell is other people or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. What is,
Hi,
who is
Tiffany.
that? Satra? So, yeah, whatever. Hi. There I go again. The voice goes
though,
up an octave.
it was the shortest Hank Bradshaw book, but it to me it just told me a lot more about the character even than the longer book did.
And that's a lot of what we were talking about earlier, where I have a bunch of half-finished novels because I went crazy on the outline.
Yeah.
I have like a lot of Hank Bradshaw stuff that I've never finished because the outlines took the fun out of it. So I'm going to go back and kind of fix
Just go back,
a little
throw
bit.
the outline away, and just let it go where it will.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'll just forget, so I could just go back and start working on it.
Yeah.
That's the plan. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, so Tiffany just came off of a author interview too. I hope it went well. Yeah. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't agree more, Cozy. That's
Now,
actually one of the
check
reasons
this out, because
I argue about it.
you brought this up last night. You brought it up last night,
Yeah.
actually, on your interview with Ro, yeah? About, like, people not liking flawed characters. And now, does that go back to the tropes of a cozy?
I don't know. I was talking about Ruth Ware, and the thing about Ruth Ware is her characters.
Okay,
They're very flawed. The last book I read, the main character she was a functioning alcoholic. Some of them do drugs. Some of them are just riddled with anxiety. And to be perfectly honest, I think that's a lot of the reason people don't like her books is because the characters aren't these put together, have everything in order kind of stand-up characters. They're flawed. They have something that they need to work on. And it works for me. And especially
I
with
like flawed characters.
yeah, with your types of books, flawed characters are they're sort of the cream of the crop. It's the best thing about them is that they're flawed. They're real people. Yeah, they're much more relatable.
Yep, I think so. I find, to me, for lack of a better word, godly characters are comic book characters. You know,
Yeah.
Boy Scouts.
Yeah, well, you're Superman, but
Yeah.
I don't have anything against Superman. I think he's a great character. Batman, on the other hand, actually, throughout the years, has had a more consistent comic book, a more consistently good comic book than Superman. But
I'm
as
much
a
more in the Batman
character
camp. Me and Steve fight about it.
I'm in the Superman camp.
Yeah. But I don't want to have to give either one of them up. You know, I mean, I can read either one and be just fine. It's just I think I think the Batman comics have been better over time because I think it's probably easier to write a flawed character. Well, not easier to write a flawed character. It makes for a more entertaining character if the character is flawed.
I would argue it's actually probably harder to make a flawed character.
Yeah, it may be, but it's infinitely more interesting to have a flawed character.
Yeah.
Cozy wants you to write a cozy mystery, Matt.
Honestly, here is the story with that. I actually have a cozy character, and I wrote a story about it, and I wanted to write many more. But this is when I was doing a lot of pen names, and I have realized that doing all the pen names that I was doing was hurting me as a writer, because every time I did a new pen name, I'd have to do a new website, do a new social media thing, start pushing that pen name and make sure that it was far away from me as possible. And it really split me into way too many pieces, and took up so much time that I couldn't just be, I guess, and just create. So just probably a year ago, I ditched all my pen names.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, we had to mute ourselves a second. Becky's going to have to adjust her chair.
This chair is awful.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. We're going to have to get some computer chairs for in here or something.
Yeah, we're going
to
go shopping too, to have to get a bunch of stuff.
Are you going to have a better internet connection where you're moving to?
Oh, yeah, dude. Like right now we're using cell phone data for our internet. And it is hit or miss. And there's only one tower within 30 plus miles of here. And when all of the weekenders come down here to ride their dirt bikes and dune buggies and stuff, the population quadruples, and our internet just goes to hell. It is just bad.
Yeah, we had that issue here for a long time. Our internet, for some reason, was just, I mean, we didn't have to. We have had to use. Well, we were without internet one time for 6 weeks. Our stupid internet company just. Well, we
Well, it
had
was just after a bad windstorm.
Well, we had the tropical storm.
Yeah.
And the tropical storm knocked out the internet. Everybody came up but us, and they wouldn't come out and fix it. So we had to use mobile internet, and it was a nightmare. So I know what you mean. It is bad, and especially we don't have neighbors really, but our closest cell tower is 3 miles away, so it was terrible. And yours is probably farther away than that.
Let's see.
I think actually it is. I think it's 15 miles.
Oh,
Clocked it for.
Goodness.
So, and one hated Duncan in there too. Let's see. Well, if you want to send it to me, I will read it. I will send it to you. Let me go and just. But yeah, I had a whole. And then this is another thing, and I think this is a reason why I kind of chilled out, because I was writing under a frame, and this was right around the time the dude at Marvel got in trouble for writing under a theme in Japan. Like, this was a couple years ago. Like, it was actually years ago. Know what I'm talking about? The hate after him for pretending to be a woman for gain. So just got kind of. Like, but now I don't have a problem, so it's fine. I could do whatever I want now.
Oh, so who are some of your favorite authors? I know you like Gil Brewer and Harry Whittington, but I know like who are some of the authors that you just keep going back to?
Well, Kurt Vonnegut for sure.
Okay.
Breakfast of Champions book all time.
Which one?
Charles Bukowski.
Let me write that down.
Charles Bukowski.
Yeah, I'm going to write that down. I'm not sure.
His novels, his short stories. I like it all, and I'm actually doing. I'm doing like a group read next Bukowski, so that'll be fun. Willis Burroughs, I really love a lot. Basically every
Bugger.
Well, he got booted, so we'll see. Hey, Mark.
We'll see if he comes back.
Yeah.
We're having trouble hearing him for a little bit there. There he is. Maybe his internet's giving up the
No,
ghost.
don't.
I hit the live stream. I'm not going to.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. I did not boot you like I did Mark Richardson last night.
Did you say Blue Chew?
Boot.
Oh. I'm like that. Those chewable erectile dysfunction. Oh, you banned him? Is that what happened?
It was an accident.
Well, we got this little tiny phone screen, so we're on here trying to do all kinds of stuff, and she hits the 3 dots on the side, and it brought it up, but she hits the wrong one.
Well, I was just trying to. I accidentally banned Mark Richardson.
It wouldn't be the first time Mark Richardson got banned from something, so don't worry about it.
Oh, I felt so bad. But anyway, hi, Mark.
Can you hit that? I can't.
Yes. And hello, J.E. Crow. Welcome to our
Hey.
live. We're getting in trouble. It's great. It's you. Oh, wait. Where'd it go? There it is.
Whoa, whoa,
You're
whoa, whoa.
fibbing.
I couldn't
Yeah, he
sleep
slept.
all night. Yeah, he slept like a baby.
Okay, so we actually asked you that question, but J.E. Crow just arrived. You want to talk a little more about that, or just summarize?
Yeah, no, I try to do like a short bullet point list of everything, and if I'm writing in
There.
Scrivener, if I think I know what each chapter will be about, I'll just like make documents for each chapter and just say where he gets in the car or
Oh, cool.
gets hit with a sap or something. But then I just try to write. And
That's pretty cool. Yeah. I know. I like the one thing you did with the writing thing. Becky and I got started. We got about a third of our story done, and I just haven't felt like sitting down and finishing it up. But we're going to do that pretty soon. It's kind of a murder in space story.
nice. I honestly
Sci-fi
think it's
mystery.
so cool when couples can write together. Like that's awesome.
Yeah. There's one couple. What are their names? What do they go by?
Is it Chelsea
Ilona
Thomas?
Andrews.
Yeah. Ilona Andrews. They write
Urban fantasy.
Yeah, they write some urban fantasy together. They got a lot of books out. And it seems like with the two of them together can pump out more books probably than just one, and that's the reason they're so prolific, I would imagine. They're putting out like 3 books a year.
Well, this is a weird little bit on that. Like I was doing a podcast with somebody, and we'll talk about that later because I'm still having a hard time with it. But Henry Kuttner was one of the old pulp guys in the Lovecraft circle, and his wife was a writer named C.L. Moore.
Oh, yeah.
And they used to write together, but it would be a thing where like he would be at the typewriter typing and he could like get up in mid-sentence and then go like make something to eat or go somewhere, and she would come in and sit down, finish the sentence, and just keep writing, and then he would show up and see what she did, and then he would keep writing. So there's a lot of
Love that.
speculation on how much is just hers, and then they had a third name that they used to write under, and then a lot of times her stories they would put his name on because back in those days the men got paid more than the women for submitting a story, and all that noise. So it's interesting when people could do that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I just ordered it. I think I ordered the best of C.L. Moore last night. Just a paperback copy of the best of C.L. Moore.
There's
And
I picked up this collection of her like female barbarian stories, the Joria Jarrell or something like that.
cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know about those.
I haven't read them yet, and I've had them for like it was such a hunt to try to find them, and when I finally found them, I was so excited, and then I just haven't got to it yet.
That's cool though. Yeah,
if I tried to write with my husband, it would be called Murder in Our Office. Yes. Classic.
Yeah. I that's funny.
Well,
oh, that's funny.
I guess Becky and I would do okay, but I'm the grumpy one when it comes to if I get stuck on something and I can't come up with an idea, I get grumpy.
Well,
Well,
do what Raymond Chandler says. Whenever you don't know what to do, have someone walk in with a gun.
Yeah. Okay.
It
advice.
writes itself. It's just boom.
Now, we were writing that short story, and I'll write a sentence. He's like, "You can't write it that way," and I'm like, "But I like it that way." He's like, "But that's not correct English." And I'm like, "But I don't care.
Yeah,
I like it that way."
She's the one that's got 2 English degrees.
Creative license.
I know. I can't help it.
So
she turned me into a grammar Nazi.
Oh, don't blame it on me. You're already a grammar Nazi. Don't even give me that crap. So Mark asked if you were doing NaNoWriMo. We had a conversation about that here, Matt. Or Mark.
It's so funny. Like, I'm gonna try every year until I do it. But I think the only way I'll be able to do it is if I say I'm gonna do it and then never go on the website and just do it. And like, as soon as I'm done, I'll go onto the website and say I did it. But you don't cancel people. Yeah, don't cancel people.
Yeah, we discovered, Mark, that Matt has a problem with authority. We're very surprised by this.
Yeah.
I can't describe how surprised we were by this, but yeah, he doesn't like being told how many words he's expected to write in a day.
My parole officer said the same thing.
Yeah, I'm with you though. I just have trouble with people telling me what to do. I shouldn't, but I do.
What is
she almost put Mark back in timeout.
Matt is the authority. Hang on, I'm going to take a screen capture of that. Yeah. Okay, Mark, everyone's going to know that you said that forever. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Look, Mark says. Mark's pretty freaking smart. Yeah, one year, me and some friends started a thing called Nano No No. We weren't going to do NaNoWriMo, and chasing people who did. And it lasted like a week, and we got tired.
Hey, buddy.
Oh,
come on.
What are we doing? Oh,
Link's wanting up.
Well, come here, Link.
But he wants up, but he's too lazy to jump. So he's kind of screwed down there, I think.
So, Cozy, I absolutely agree. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, and you guys should do the voices. So, like, when you ask a question, he has to answer it, and then he'll say something to you, and you have to respond. Oh, man, that's classic.
Well,
I like that idea.
The story we're writing, though, is so profane that people would be surprised it was written by us, I think.
Oh,
I mean,
right in the face.
Here,
have him.
I think Becky's got a dirtier mouth than I do.
I cuss like a sailor. I can't help it.
She just doesn't do
Language doesn't bother me. Bad language doesn't bother me. So I actually really like putting it in my come here. You're getting away. So I really like putting it in my stories, but that don't work with Cozy.
Yeah, not if you want them to be published.
Okay. All right. We didn't.
I finished Nano my first time and never visited the manuscript again. Yeah, see, that breaks my heart, man. Let's visit the manuscript. We'll all go on vacation. We'll go visit, and we'll all make it right.
Yeah, and I think Donahue has done it a few times as well, and has just never...
So he says. He's like, yeah, I've written all these books. No one knows that they exist. I have them right here, but yeah. I need proof of these books.
I just don't show them to people.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, and I wrote them in Braille, so only blind people can read them. So, sorry, I can't show them to you.
This is the first book I wrote. It's written in ancient Greek. I'm sorry you can't read it.
Yeah, it's bound in human flesh, and it's a Sumerian, but you know, it's fine.
It's probably one of his Surly House boys. I always think NaNoWriMo
Oh.
would be more fun than it is. I'm usually disillusioned by the fact that it's still working. I still feel alone while writing. That's a good point. And what Matt was saying, a lot of people write, what is it, 40,000 words? 50,000
50
words
is
for
Nano,
NaNoWriMo.
yeah.
And they never revisit it. I don't know if by the end of the month they're just tired of the story or what. And that's sad.
That's a possibility, though. I mean, writing at somebody else's pace, I understand how it could definitely seem like work.
Well, check this out. There was a app. I can't remember what it was called. So this is like stupid to bring up, I guess. But there was this app where you wrote on the app, like you didn't write in like Scrivener or whatever. And if you started wasting time and you weren't typing, it would start erasing words. And if you took too long, it would just blow up. It would blow. It would be like, and you lose everything.
No.
So that was fun for like a minute, and I'm like, wow, I thought I typed fast, but this is.
You would see a device sail out the window.
Oh.
No.
But yeah, I used to use all sorts of weird little things like that whenever, like back when the Kindle Gold Rush happened, there were all these like productivity apps coming out and ways like to like force people to write, 6,000 words a day kind of thing. And I don't know, man. Like, I've been looking it over, and I think this might be an interesting topic, but so paperback books came out around 1930, and then it wasn't until 1949 that paperback originals came out, and the literati decided that paperbacks were lowbrow, and if you wrote and read in paperbacks, you were like kind of like a piece of crap. So I can't remember how I did the math, but I think 2033, was it 2033 or 2031? Either that will be the day that publishers stop putting out paperback books and just focus on ebooks, or ebooks will go like the buffalo. I don't know what my reasonings for this is. I had a really good point the other night, but I had probably been drinking. So even my
I can't handle that elitism. The idea that paperbacks are crap.
This is literature because I say it's literature. This is genre fiction because it's lowbrow.
Yeah, let me tell you, I've tried to read modern literary fiction, and about 90% of what I've tried is utter crap. It is just awful. And
yeah, I'm not a fan of modern fiction.
Yeah, we tried to read. Well, she finished a book. The month it was February.
What book was it?
Luster.
Oh God!
It was this book we were reading for the YouTube or the BookTube prize, and it was called Luster, and it was just absolutely horrendous.
It was trite.
Now the problem was the author was just talented. She had so much talent. It was so easy to see, but God, that book was unpleasant.
She wrote possibly the most unlikable character I've ever read in literature.
The two most unlikable characters.
Yeah, these are characters that are supposed to be the.
Like, characters are so unlikable now. Like, main protagonists in books, like modern books, are just completely freaking unlikable, and I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
And
I don't hate that many people, do I?
yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah. We, we were reading through this book and we're just shocked because it wasn't just unlikable characters. It was that the book was just completely unpleasant and just there was no break from the unpleasantness happening in this book.
I read that book first, and I kept telling Scott, "You have to read this, just so you can complain about it with me. You have to read this."
Yeah, Mark, I guess I mostly agree with that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I would say that's being a little generous,
Yeah,
but
probably.
like,
It's
I think the problem with a lot of writers and the publishing industry is that if you write a genre book and it's really good, it will then be considered literature. And the publisher, your agent, the editors will break everything out of you that made you write that first book. And next thing you know, you're writing in first person present tense, and you're like, what's happening right now? And I don't know. I don't know why I hate present tense writing. It really drives me crazy
first
right now.
person present tense is the devil.
She hates it. Yeah.
It's
They did.
awful. Why do people do
They
it?
made it. They made it really popular in the what's that
Hunger
stupid
Games?
in the Hunger Games series, and
Is that
it's
who we have to blame for this?
I think it
Oh,
probably is because that is some of the most popular fiction written in the last 20 years.
yeah, and it was totally in first person present tense, and it's so clunky. It's awkward.
Yeah, she hated it. I didn't mind it too bad in those books. I didn't think those books were that bad, but God, Becky hated them.
to answer
Yeah.
your question down there, actually, I'm so into Thomas Ligotti right now, and even though a lot of his stuff was written over the last 30 years, the dude's still alive. So I think he's the only author that I like who has a pulse. So
And who is this?
he wrote The Conspiracy Against the Human Race. He's written a ton of short story collections. His philosophy is what they based Matthew McConaughey's character on in True Detective.
Oh, okay.
Look at a big Matthew McConaughey fan over there, huh?
No,
All right.
Oh God! Oh
no,
no!
I've heard his whiskey sucks too. So
How
you,
dare he?
well, you judge people on their celebrity whiskey.
Well, I judge
I heard
people
the
on their
Rock's
celebrity
tequila
whiskey.
is delicious.
What is?
The Rock's tequila,
Oh, is it?
I can't drink
everyone
tequila.
is raving about it. So
I'm
gonna
a
have to.
I'm mostly a bourbon and Scotch person or Irish whiskey, but I do like tequila. I like a good tequila.
I've
I really
decided
do.
that I just like alcohol. I used to have like a lot. I was a snob. I used to like only drink this, only drink that, and you can't drink this with that. Da, 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 da. And now it's like all pour. What did I make the other day? I like poured tequila into hot water with some salt and some Crystal Light lemonade mix.
Oh
And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, I'm like, it's a hot margarita. Woo! Party time. Like I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, I can't drink tequila. The only time I've ever had tequila, it was really good stuff. It came straight from Mexico.
Yeah, we
And
bought it in Mexico.
It
We paid like $80 in Mexico, so it had to be good.
it flayed the skin off of my esophagus.
Yeah,
I had a sore throat for 3 days.
it was good.
The Rock has tequila.
It was fun.
Mark said,
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying what Mark said in that last comment about what constitutes literary fiction was hysterical.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But yeah, that bottle of tequila, I had a few drinks out of it, and then we had some neighbors downstairs that were from Mexico, and so I gave it to them. And the next thing we know, there was a big fight going on downstairs. Somebody got stabbed. And it was later that day, somebody got stabbed, and then everybody down there got deported. And I guess it was for me taking them that bottle of tequila.
So it was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, you're selling it, dude. Yeah, I'm in.
Still feel kind of bad about that.
Yeah.
Wow. Wayne Gretzky has his own winery up here in Canada.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
I want me some hockey wine.
What would it be called? Come up with a good name for Wayne Gretzky's wine. Go. Slapshot. Damn it. No, that's not good. No, that's not a good one either. I can't think of a good name for hockey wine.
I have no. I know nothing about hockey. Or
It's
Wayne
probably
Gretzky,
called
for that
like
matter. I just know he's a hockey player.
Pink Rose or something like that. Like some generic name that means nothing, unless it's called Gretzky's. Damn, I should have said that
Gretzky's
first.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am a big fan of wine too. I actually think there's probably nothing that tastes better in the world than a good wine. Like nothing.
Yeah, see, I'm with Cozy. I like the mixed girly drinks. And I drink some wine, but I drink the sweet stuff. I especially like muscadine wine.
She says that, but she drinks whiskey with me. Straight up.
I love girly drinks. They're delicious. But I like red wine better than white wine. But in the winter, it is really hard to drink white wine for some reason. It's just too cold.
Yeah.
But like, man, in the summer, like a bottle of Shiraz, like,
oh my God, yeah,
I'm down. Let's go.
Yeah, I like that. I got like 20 bottles of wine in the kitchen, but I drink whiskey about 4 times a week. You know, just about 2 ounces at a time. Because I just love this stuff. I mean, whiskey is an art, and it takes years and years and years to get good at it.
Yeah.
Prosecco, gin, and lemonade.
I'm
down. I'm game.
And in fact, in that picture right there, I think she has like a martini in front of her of some kind. I'm gonna guess. What are you drinking in that picture, Lisa?
Oh my gosh. The comments got away from me. Hold on. Okay.
you know what's funny? Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
There's J.E. Crow. I need that tattooed on me or like a t-shirt or something. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
and this is why I love Bukowski, because he's like, his whole thing was he read Orwell's Living in Paris and London. I can't remember the name of the book, but it was supposed to be like a memoir of him slumming it and everything. And Bukowski's like, I could play piano better than that. And so he started writing more like long form memoir-y type stuff. And yeah, like he led a harder, crazier life, you know? It's like more interesting to read about. But yeah, there's so many people who are like, oh man, I cannot wait to tell my story. Well, what'd you do? I got fired from McDonald's. It was awful. I was
Yeah.
very upset. I cried. My dog ran away. And I got a C+ in English. And it's like, wow, write a book about it.
Well, let me tell you one of the worst things about that book. Lester, we
Fucking
were just
good.
telling
That's
you about.
good. Yeah.
One of the worst things about that book, this woman, in this book, she had, and she talks about it, she had irritable bowel syndrome.
Okay.
And was constantly through the entire book trying not to crap herself.
Okay.
And I'm like, the first time that's fine, but about the 8th time you mention that, it just turns into a book about you trying not to crap yourself.
Is that the like how she says it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
God, that is so literary.
There's,
Yeah.
oh no, there's a scene. I'm pretty well quoting. She's talking about she took a minute to squirt some saline into her anus. I'm like, did I just friggin' read that?
Oh. Whoa.
I'm not even joking.
Is this
Those words?
Is it first person present
occurred.
tense?
Yes.
Oh. So right now, as I'm typing this, I am squirting saline into my rectum. That is awful. That is horrendous.
Yeah. It's just a bad book all around. But it got rave reviews.
It is up for a prize.
It's up for all kinds of prizes. I don't
Because
think
there's
it's
a lot of people with IBS, man, and nobody talks about it, and they feel like they could relate.
Yeah.
I'm
not
totally
ashamed to talk about. I'm not ashamed to talk about my IBS anymore.
yeah.
I
I see it. Oh,
Duncan, that breaks
classic.
my heart. You have no idea. He missed perfectly good opportunities for puns and fucking good. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna go on a limb here and say Wayne Gretzky or his personality.
You can only take so many hockey pucks to the head.
Man, he was great though. You can tell she's not a sports fan too much, but
I like baseball and I like football. Hockey's never been my cup of tea. Yeah, right. Now, Mark, that would have made it a better book.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
Or more interesting, especially if there was a worm in the bottle.
Oh.
And then her next problem is, I got worms.
Again, a more interesting book.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. When I was in college, we used to drink a drink called Strip and Go Naked, which was frozen lemonade, vodka, and a little bit of beer mixed in a blender. We'd substitute Everclear. Ooh, my Lord.
Wouldn't take much of that.
Wow.
That
Man,
that
Tim
actually
knows how
sounds
to do
really
it.
good though.
I'd die. There
Woo.
you go. all the girls in the group are like, ew. The guy's like, oh, that sounds good.
No, she might have been talking about the IBS though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Or the worms. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see you there, Cozy. Worms.
Yeah, we just got a few more minutes. Becky's got another live coming up.
Yuck.
But yeah, we're sure glad we could do this though.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. And I wrote down some books and some names as well. Like Charles Bukowski, I haven't read. I really should. It sounds awesome.
Look out. It's like he's very people either love him or hate him.
Okay. Kind of like Hunter S. Thompson. He's the same way. I
would say worse than that though.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, most people don't know, but Mark has a Charles Bukowski tattoo on his butt, and he's only let me and Deb see it. But
I love you, Mark.
I can't believe that you let me stay.
It was an accident.
Yeah, she just won't. She won't.
I'm not living it down. Not anytime soon.
No,
I'm just glad Steve wasn't there.
I said loincloths once 2 years ago, and now Mark and Steve just rail me every time. Yeah, you're gonna be the booter. Oh, watch out! Becky's gonna boot you. She's gonna ban you. Look out!
Yep. It's probably a good thing Steve wasn't there. He would have cheered like crazy.
Yeah. I'm used to this. I told Scott's brother like 10 years ago a word that I absolutely hate in the English language, and it comes up in conversation every time I see him.
Moist?
No.
That's bad. But it begins with J and ends in M. And there's a Z in there too.
Oh, yeah. Couple eyes. I got it.
We can be sitting over Thanksgiving dinner and that word will come up in conversation.
Yeah, then don't read William S. Burroughs.
Oh, okay.
Because he finds ways to make that word all over the place. Yeah.
Palatable.
No. No.
Okay.
Palatable. Oh my God. Okay. So before we close this out, we're going to ask one more question. Do you have any advice for beginning writers?
Yeah, to just write. Don't buy any books. Don't look for advice. Don't worry if your writing is too passive at first. All that stuff will fix itself. All you need to do is sit down and start typing or writing. But no, like, you'll buy a million different books that tell you how to write, and at the end of the day, all of them will say the biggest problem in trying to write is sitting down to write.
Yeah.
So just do that.
Well, it's just like, to me, it's kind of like sitting down to make a video. Sitting down to make a video, because we have to do a little bit of prep every time, and sometimes I'm just tired in the evening. But once I get in here and do it, I'm okay if I'm not sick, you know.
Yeah.
Just throw yourself on it and do it.
Yeah, just throw yourself on it and do it. Set aside the same amount of time every day if you can. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I'll say hi to Zoe. I will. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys having me on and letting me and you guys talk about things that I created. That's very strange and weird, but I appreciate it. And jism.
Yeah.
Couldn't keep your mouth shut, could you?
No. You're the one who brought it up.
Yeah, no. We could have left it with the forbidden word and just moved on, but no. This is over Thanksgiving dinner. That word will come up.
Yeah, I think that's what Mark's cat's name is. Could be wrong, but I think that's what he called it. So.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right.
That's so wrong. Okay, we're gonna sign off now before we get any more trouble. Wait,
one more thing.
What?
Matt, where can everybody find you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go to ihatemattwall.com, or if you just go to Paperback Junkie on YouTube here, I have links and everything in there, so that's cool.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming, Matt.
Yeah, thank you guys. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, we had a good time. We love doing these lives. We didn't know what we'd think about them at first, but we really like doing them. They're a lot of fun. Man. So we'll have to do this again when you put out a new book. Let us know. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Oh, B&B, you have no idea what you missed.
Yeah. Ian.
All righty.
Just watch the live later and make sure you have something stiff to drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a big old cup of drizzle.
Tequila. You're going to say tequila, right? Tequila.
Tequila, yeah.
Thanks for
Yeah.
coming, everybody. We really appreciate it.
Thank you all for coming. We'll see you later.
See you later, Matt.
Bye.